yes, I've been in Vogue and GQ and all. I mean, made it to the top of the mountain, baby. But it didn't make those people come back.
That's right.
And it didn't make that love come. So I think now it's just more like, I just want to genuinely be around people that I can enjoy, that enjoy me, that where we can do healthy love.
I think I am learning at 43 that I'm always like searching for the intersection of intensity and sincerity. That I think I like to live there.
Yeah.
So if I can invite other people there with me,
it's fun.
I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
And if someone else doesn't think it's fun, that's totally okay. They can meet me where they want to. No one has to join me.
Well, and I like taking ownership of the word intense as a positive. I think a lot of people hear intensity and they're like, but for me, I'm like, well, but as someone who is an intense person, and that intensity has helped me in medicine guide tons of people to their own intensity so they can meet themselves. Like, you have to kind of reclaim some of these words that maybe the monolith says is like, but when you've done the hard work, you have to kind of be like, intense like what?
That's right. Yeah.
Intense like intense joy, intense hugs, intense love, like intense attention. Like, that sounds great to me.
Sounds fantastic.
Like, guess what I'm missing out on? Like,
I greatly appreciate that. I think I want to use the word lost, but I don't know what comes after that. A lost ability, a lost desire, I don't think it's a lost longing. I think lots of people long for it, but doesn't necessarily mean we always do something for it or with it.
I think a lot of people can get stuck and not know they're stuck. I mean, you're 43, I'm 40. I've definitely been stuck and not known I was stuck. I'm sure you have at some point, like your human existence.
For the first 40 years, maybe?
Yeah, like
that's how it felt to me.
I got autism diagnosis at 36. And there was so much like shame and depression that was affiliated with all these things that I knew were making me different. And then you get this word and all your vocabulary gets to open and you're like, it's not a bad thing. Oh my God. Like, it just changes a lot in really positive ways. Like, so I don't know. I think it's...
Yeah, tell me about that. Tell me about I like the way you described it. There was, I'm going to say the word moment, but a series of events that led to an impetus that you were, I'm going to use words that you give them back what makes sense.
Yeah.
Right to you. You were given a word that gave permission?
Yes.
You were given a word that gave you permission to what?
Be myself without shame, I think. I think a thing that happens, especially within like the autism spectrum, because it's a spectrum, I would be considered high level.
Okay.
But the problem sometimes with being normal presenting, being beautiful, whatever, is people kind of want to keep you from difference because they know how different people are treated, right?
Okay.
So my family's going like, you're not crazy, you're normal. You're not getting worked up in situations other normal people wouldn't get worked up in. You need to just stop. But when you have people constantly telling you to like stop being what you are, and you can also tell like, for real, I think I'm reacting different. I think I'm holding different. I think my capacity might be different. And then people are going like, no. And so then you're like bracing inside yourself. I dealt with a lot of anxiety and depression that I thought was anxiety and depression. It was autism. It was autism going, you're overstimulated and you don't have the right accommodations. You have been told not to communicate directly, and that's affecting your social anxiety. So it's like when I'm 36 and I have my first therapist be like, what if I took you off all the anxiety and depression meds and just treated your insomnia? What if you just rested like the proper 8 to 9 hours a day instead of the 3 to 4 to 6 that you catch? What would that change? And then I started sleeping for the first time in my life, genuinely at 36. And it was like, I've never slept a night in my life before. Not one. And I'm just now realizing this. And it was like this entire rush of, am I fine And I've been fine this whole time. I just needed different accommodations. And it changed my entire mental health. Like all of it. It reframed a lot of my hard moments from childhood. I've been in therapy since I was 6 because I had a mix of like chaotic household meeting autism. So like if a teacher touched me too fast, I might throw up because I grew up chaotically and I'm a little overstimulated. So I always had to be in counseling because I've always been acting not normal while making straight A's and being able to do things in band in 1 second that other kids couldn't do. So I think this is like a long way to say it, but for me, I think just at 36, I finally got permission to like exist in a way that I'd never, because everyone was so busy being like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're normal, you're normal, you're beautiful, you're smart, just leave it alone. And I needed help. I needed genuine accommodation because the thing that like my counselor, who's like a specific to autism counselor, showed me, she's like, the problem with the levels is you are level 1 until you get cold. And then you go nonverbal. And then when you go nonverbal, your autoreflexive food intake disorder takes over. And now you're not eating. And then once you're not eating or speaking, you start getting really tired and you start sleeping a lot more than normal. And now we're at level 4 where you're not talking, not eating, not sleeping. Does that sound right? And I'm like, oh,
you're like,
my God.
Get out of here.
And then it's like, okay, well, I've been fighting my mind like something was wrong with me for 36 years. What happens when there's nothing wrong with me? And it's like you get your life and your light and your like inner child back and you get to like reframe your entire life through like, I needed accommodation there. And I lost that friendship because my sense of justice got way too high and I started seeing things way too black and white and my compassion went down. And that's actually something I need to work on. And I need to know that I do that so I can keep my friendships, like, which is the thing a lot of people who are autistic have trouble doing because we get too direct without that inch of compassion. So it's like, it's not only that I found accommodation to like give myself permission to be different. It's also that I got permission to be like, sometimes, babe, it is you. And you need to be aware of how your mind can just frame things different so that you keep your social part. Because I'll abandon all social things for an idea every time. That's what makes me a great high-level creative. But when work shuts down and you don't have anyone to talk to,
you're left with just you.
You might want to work on that personal life, babe. Like, you know.
In your experience, was there a catalytic something where you got to an edge, found a precipice, came face to face? I don't know, to where you were like, I think I need to do something different. Like, how did you arrive or at least come to terms with the moment that said, what if accommodation? What if I had permission? Like, I think because whether it's autism, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's family life, whether it's family history, whether it's survival, somebody's previous trauma that they've been through their whole life.
Systemic oppression, like, America.
I mean, let's go. We don't have that. We don't have enough. We only have
people need the help, though.
So, but I think you made a really profound statement earlier. You said, "I think that a lot of people don't know that they're stuck, though."
Yes.
And I find that to be true as well. Yeah. Like in a very, I think very oddly similar, but a different space. I spend the majority of my time in the corporate world and in executive meetings 15 times a year and in corporate conferences, which is like the epitome of like, we're all fine, we're all good, and show up and smile with your name badge, right?
No matter what's happening.
No matter
it is
what's
Tuesday
happening.
at noon. Don't blink.
That's right.
Okay.
So like, I think that's all day, every day I am there. And so I think that's the thing I love the most. And I think maybe the most jarring, like our word intense, part of why maybe I have a job is because I get to go to those environments and I'm like, this is awesome. You're great. Your goals are going to be awesome. And for the next 90 minutes, nobody gives a shit. What about you? And I love that you use the word permission because in here, and I think in my personal life and as well as in our business, I think I often find that's what people are looking for. And I happen to maybe be for some people, a catalyst to that permission in themselves. I'm not the answer. I'll be very clear. I've come to grips at 43. I'm not your answer. I know where I'm going after this, and it's my home.
But you can be a conduit of wisdom.
Great.
You can be used.
What was a moment, or what led? When did you go at 36? What happened? That you were like, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to meet someone else. I
think honestly for me, like, I think I've always kind of had to challenge things.
Okay.
Like for me, I grew up with a single mom. I wanted to go to medical school. I knew I wanted to go to medical school early. I grew up with domestic violence really early. I grew up with the effects of poverty, of addiction, of jail. I went to AA, 5 to 12 until I finally was like, I've had enough stories.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'm going to do my homework now. Appreciate it. So I think for me, I learned through being the youngest of a very large, chaotic family, like you are all a study. And I stayed close to my grandma, who was making sure the emotions of the family stayed good. So I knew all the secrets. I knew all the stories. I knew why everyone did every single thing that they ever did. And I think I was really passionate about medicine because I wanted to fix my mom, but you can't fix bipolar narcissism. So I think I wanted to go to medical school because I felt like I was growing up in a lot of religion and a lot of opinion, but I didn't feel like I was growing up in a lot of truth. So I felt like I went to medical school. And then again, I was single for 30 years before I met my partner. So I went to school at night. So I studied like war, religion, and medicine when I went to college. And so I think, then I went into medicine for 15 years, worked in physical therapy. Then Leon got famous. That put me into like photography. But I think at the end of the day, like, I think I saw early that maybe the American dream wasn't quite the dream that it was saying it was. And that I wanted to get a scientific mind. I wanted to find out what was true. How do humans actually work? Like, and I remember like a professor in my medical class, we were going through child development. And I like just couldn't leave my desk because it was like, you get raised one of these 7 ways. And the way that I got raised was a way that was like, don't do this to your kids. They will have this disorder, this one. And I was like, I had all of those things, and she like put her hand on my shoulder and was like, there's 1 or 2 of y'all every semester. I'm guessing that you're category 1. Counseling services are free. You should explore. And like, she didn't say you're fucked up, you're wrong. She just said, here's a resource. Let's be curious together. And I think like having so many adults in the room when I was younger, keeping my head good, keeping me safe, making sure that I hit the books and didn't get distracted. I think that really motivated me. And then seeing what people get stuck in every single day for 15 years and trying to find a way for people to heal and meet the things in them that were blocking them. Like, it's like, why haven't you been taking care of yourself for 15 years? Why can't I get you to put on lotion? And being the adult in the room was my job growing up. So it made sense for me to like naturally go into medicine and like make that my job. But when I went into the creative industry, it's not the same. You don't just clock in, do the work. In medicine, you take off the jacket of self and you just are curious and compassionate and educated. That's the job. But in creativity, like, you have to like stay humble and catch the wave. None of the ideas belong to you. And if I don't photograph it, well, the painter will paint it. And you can't get mad at that either. So I think art and working in an industry that doesn't stop or sleep made me be like, I want to keep my job, but I keep breaking down in a way that like in medicine, I would break down and I had good coping tools. But in this, since it's me and I'm front facing, it just was like a different kind of thing. That's like another long story.
Yeah, no,
sorry.
It's interesting. What I hear you saying is that when I'm going to speak about it as though it's a third person. You're the example I'm talking about over here from your story, but we're talking about it's a third person, so we can both look at it and maybe the audience member sees themselves.
Okay.
I heard you describe a human that when they had the opportunity, and I'm going to use this word, but I don't think it means what we think it means. They had the fortune to take off a self that had a lot of value to go back into a self that didn't matter if it did or didn't, because they knew the next day they could wake up and go put a jacket back on that had value.
Yeah.
And so I hear you saying there was a period of time, I'm assuming, I don't know, Leon got famous somewhere around when you were 36. Is that?
I was 28, but somewhere around 36, I worked for myself.
Okay, great. So somewhere around the time when the only thing you were faced with was yourself.
Yeah.
And there was no fortune to have something else to put on. That was a catalyst to you saying, what is it going to take for me to be okay facing myself every day?
Well, and the hard part about mental health for me, I love me some denial. It tastes good. It's good. I don't have to do nothing but sit there to be in denial. But like, if you want your life to improve, if you want to change, you're going to have to be like, what are you scared of? What don't you want to face, and why don't you want to face it?
Why do you think people get stuck and don't allow themselves to be curious?
They're overworked and tired.
So the curiosity, if we turn this into a math equation, if curiosity is the result we're going for, curiosity equals rest,
safety, community.
I think you have said something just now that is exponentially more profound than I think we have to let it breathe.
Okay.
Because
let's let it breathe.
Yeah, your lived experience of how you arrived at curiosity was 36 years in the making of your own exploration to get to a place to say, what is required for me to believe that I'm safe enough? What's required for me to believe that I can drop the shame enough?
Yeah.
What's required for me to have generally enough community that if the shit hits the fan, someone can help me clean up the shit? And then like these components, whenever we were, we had 5 hours on a whiteboard, we probably could come up with a bunch of things, but it's we could go Rain Man on them with what's required to be curious. But I think that I don't think that we on average as people think that. I don't think that I have never and I talk a lot for my job.
You do. It's very wise words.
I've never once thought or created or said that in order for a person to find peace, they have to be curious. Because they have to find something other than the basic structure we've all been told to live in.
Yeah.
But to be curious, that's most of us, even if we got there, would stop there. But curiosity doesn't just happen. It has to have a ripe environment for a person to allow themselves to be curious.
Yes.
My God. So where I think I'm like having an epiphany myself. Because I'm like, maybe that's why I've wanted to like be able to host my own events for so long that weren't somebody else's, is because I never felt like I ever went to an event, and I've been in the event space for 2 decades.
A long time.
I've never been to an event, and I thought, it feels safe here. It feels fancy. It feels loud. It feels
highfalutin a little bit.
We got sparklers and we got music. And I have dear friends who host events that have sparklers. So, Cody, this is not a shot at you.
Look, I love a sparkler.
Hey, when he introduced my
no hate to sparklers.
The sparklers shot up and I walked on stage. I didn't hate it. Don't get me wrong. But no one is at that event is curious.
Yeah.
We're all trying to perform our way to being noticed.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But in turn, we don't see each other at all.
I think like, for me, I worked in trauma. I worked in death. I've seen sex trafficking. Name the worst. Of my worst day at work, I can't say because it would give someone nightmares, right? You got to know things about yourself. So for me, it's just like, for me, it just always comes down to like, why do you think we're here? Do you think that we get right now and a heaven later? I'm a scientist. I don't. What if the miracle is the life? I watched so many people go from being perfectly able-bodied to not able-bodied. do you still have a value if you're not working? Absolutely.
Sure.
And the thing is, what your curiosity creates is special. And what my curiosity creates is special. Like at the end of the day, I've seen tens of thousands of patients. Everyone really is so unique and absolutely human. Even me. Like, so I think for me, like the thing that gives life meaning as it always changes, as I've been 15 versions of myself, is like, it comes back down to curiosity for me. It's just magic. I want to remain the same. I've been through a lot of trauma. My trauma says, stay here, be the same, stay cute, don't move. You'll be fine.
The last part is really, really important because I think most of us would go, yes, yes, yes. But I don't know that we allow ourselves to get to a space to have that at the end, because I'll be fine. And I think we do A, B, C, and D. We put the equal sign. We don't know what it equals, but we believe whatever it equals is supposed to be right.
Yeah.
And so at the end, though, but that's why I was going to interrupt you, but I didn't have to because you finished it. You said, because if I do these things, I'll be fine.
And then like, this is where like, when I was young, I was smart, but I didn't have experience. Now I have both. So now I can be like, hi, boo. Remember how I let you sit still for a year that time after your friend died and it didn't make you any better? You just sat still. And then you're like, yes. It's like, hi, we're going to phone a friend this time and we're going to use our resources and we're going to put on our little Batman belt of therapy and we're going to go be of service to someone. You don't know what to do with your life? Go paint your nephew's room. You don't know what to do with your life? Call the homies and go have a girls' night and dance. See if you feel free. See if your curiosity comes back. And when my curiosity isn't here, that's also a red flag for my mental health. It's like, hi, you've gotten really sure that if you leave the house, you know every conversation, every person you've met, and that it's all boring. Oh no, we're becoming God again. Oh no. And then you have to be like, what could I meet? What could I give you? What could I help you heal to get you back to your curiosity? Because this is where we want to live and be. Because for me, like being an adult, especially being an adult woman, I'm going to have a feeling 30 feelings have now entered the chat. Being an adult for me, the things I've learned, the maturity is going, you six are the most important. Everyone get in the car. Anxiety, I know you're here, but she's in the back on a heating pad getting asked questions about her childhood. Okay, she's not driving. Generosity can drive. Education can drive.
Service can drive.
Service can drive. But the other thing is when I was younger, I'd be like, anger, don't get in the car. And now I'm like, she's here for a reason. Where's our safety not being held safe? Because I think when I was younger, I'd be like negative emotions, positive emotions. 100%. And now I'm just like, oh my gosh, we've gotten to adulthood. You are emotions and logic. Let's see what all of this is telling us. And let's see how to be the best version of ourselves out of it.
Yeah, I remember saying one time to my wife and friends, we were actually talking about anger in particular. And they made the comment, like, I don't think I've ever seen you angry. And I was like, that's because I don't get angry. Oh. And they were like, that feels like we should explore this.
Make you feel.
I was like, well, right now I'm getting pissed off that you're asking. You know, it's like,
now that you're asking about the anger, it's coming to.
But I remember saying the first time I was saying, like, I don't think that I'm aware that I am angry very often, because if I get close to it, it feels like a waste of time.
When people got angry in your household growing up, what did that look like?
Did
they express what they were angry about? Did they communicate their anger?
I don't ever remember anyone being angry. I remember stepfathers who were alcoholics or who would be drunk, or like the
trauma,
absolute
anger.
Right.
Yeah.
But like my grandma, my grandma, who is the absolute matriarch of our family and raised me the majority of my life. And like, shout out Mammer. She was emotionally neutral and has been. Like, I remember there is one time in my life that I have cried. I've seen my grandmother be emotion, and I've cried with my grandmother one time.
Wow.
And I viscerally remember I was 18 or 19. Wow. At a house, sitting in a chair with my grandma. Somebody in my family had done something. I didn't understand it. My grandma didn't understand it. And it was like a first shared experience we had of like
very soul bonding.
All the things that we had been through together. This was the first time in our lives both of us had said, this is really hard and I'm sad and I don't know what to do. Because both of our responses my whole life had been, we'll figure it out. We'll be okay.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It's okay. We don't have to worry about it.
This too shall pass.
And so let's just keep going. And so I think anger to me has always felt like a waste of time because it's not going to get us anywhere.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm very much I know how we can solve it. Fucking do something.
Yeah,
but
let's take a step. Let's not.
And sitting here, I always, my wife and I, we always joke, if I'm driving, which I normally do, and she's passengering and we're in traffic, she's 10 times more mad about traffic than I am. And I always joke, I'm like, what? Like, why are you mad?
Her passion.
You're not driving. You can't change it. We can't move those cars. And now we're just going to be in a bad mood together in the car.
But
we
they
have time
might hear
together.
her though.
And then now and my gut is we're wasting time. Like we're wasting our life to be together where we could be listening to music and having a good time, but we can't because you're mad about something you can't control.
Interesting.
But I think that's a reflection of, I don't feel like growing up, I had time to waste.
That's funny. I was going to ask you, did your grandma rest much?
Yeah.
Did she get to? Did she let herself mainly?
I don't know that I ever remember growing up thinking about resting. I don't ever remember my grandma being overtly or tired.
It's just like she did what she wanted. Go.
But there was always something that we could do. So we did. And that could do might be like, we're going to go to Mervin's. We're going to go eat at Grandy's.
I love it.
Me and my grandma were like ride or die my whole life. So it was just the two of us. We were always together. So like we would mow the grass together. We would. I remember my mom.
For like a man and a woman to share a collective cry.
It was. I mean,
that's generational trauma healing. That's like breaking.
It, you know?
That's really breaking things in a beautiful way.
But I think you said something earlier, and I'm working on I think I'm a self-proclaimed non-creative who's technically creative, but I don't know how to say that I am yet.
Okay.
As somebody who was a professional photographer for many years, I'm a non-creative, but that's not the point. I've been working on a project. I'm working on a project right now. It's 700 words each. I'm trying to write 52 essays about being human.
Nice.
So just 52 concepts I have about thoughts or ideas. And one of them is called The One Who Cried Fine. And you said something earlier about when you said I'm fine. It's like the first thing that sparked in my brain. And it was sort of like a play on The Boy That Cried Wolf. But instead, I think maybe we have become the ones who cry fine.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Where
when you have like a patient that just had a knee replacement and they're about to have a panic attack because they just can't let themselves cry, and you have to look at them and be like, lovingly, there's not going to be a better occasion
than
this.
Yeah.
Like, this looks jacked up politely.
Yeah.
And this will be the 15th one I see today.
To here. Let it go.
But if it's panic or cry, please cry. And it's okay to not be fine. That's also very human.
I could not agree with you more. I don't always let myself go there, but I agree in the sentiment. What do you think keeps us from the freedom to allow ourselves to not be fine? What do we think is going to happen?
I mean, I think it's not think. I think it's no, right? I'll give you the example. When I first got married, I had trouble accessing my anger, which made it impossible to communicate to my partner when I was upset about something. And that's the childhood pattern I came from.
Sure.
But the childhood pattern he came from was you're allowed to be angry or silent, and there's nothing in between. So he didn't know how to access sometimes his compassion in conflict because it was just like, you're being mean and I'm being mean and this is what it is because I got to protect myself. So I think it's in American society, we are all incredibly overworked. You get 5 days with work, 2 days with home. It's not enough time. It's not enough time to be in full community. It's not enough time to explore yourself. And also in society, I had a business meeting the other day. They were going to tank my project. I'd already shot it. It ended up coming to fruition, but I cried a little bit. And I was the only woman in the room, and all the men started being like, oh, and I was like, this is my passion. I am no less serious because I'm crying. And I would love for you guys to actually investigate why you would just immediately start bullying someone for having emotion. So I think it's like everyone's pretty bullied for having emotion in American society. I grew up in a family where if you have an emotion, the answer is stop it.
Right.
And no one can explore because people are like, well, if I explore the closet, everything will come out. And it's like, then it needs to, because maybe some of this stuff that's overflowing your closet is your cousins and your dad's and that toxic boss you had that one time and that ex that abused you. And we need it all to come out so that the next time we open your door mentally, it can just open. So I think it's just, there's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of work. There's not a lot of meeting until something traumatic, life-altering happens. And then you'll meet me.
Right. No pun intended, considering you brought me flowers today. But I'm trying to make a vested effort to communicate things that I recognize or see and to proverbially make sure I give people their flowers. And I think that I don't know that I've had the clarity to understand maybe why I love not just my job, but why I love the fact that I get to do it in the corporate space.
They need you.
And I don't think I've really maybe had the thought before in the most performative environment that we have.
Agreed.
To be able to utilize the privilege that I have to be for most people in the audience, a 40-year-old, I think he's a white guy, on stage, which means most of the audience will let me say what I want to say and not be offended by it.
Okay. You're very aware.
While I cry about everything.
That's good.
And so realizing that when that occurs on stage in front of 500 people who I was paid money to be there to be a professional with, by the way, by wearing, this is as close to a sport coat as I own. So we're already like blasting the things when we get there, and I don't have on my
you're on fashion swag.
My quarter zip and my loafers, right? Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Shout out my quarter zips. But I think, I think maybe now I even feel a greater sense of duty in the best way, not overwhelming duty, but maybe opportunity and obligation meet somewhere in the middle.
Emotional intelligence on a man in 2026. We love it. We love to see it. And we need men like you to teach others and show them like, I'm a man that cries. And like for me, I really had to repossess the words like fat and crazy. Because when I was growing up, I was a size 6 in a size 16 family, but they were on my ass calling me fat. And I finally had to get to where I was like, fat and?
Yeah.
Fat and an 11? Fat and making all these hoes jealous? Like, and it's the same with crazy. When someone's like, you're crazy, I'm like, and?
Yeah.
That's a yes and statement
for me, that's intensity.
Yeah.
And I think it's that I know I mentioned earlier, like intensity and sincerity are some of the places I try to live.
Yeah.
But I didn't even have the word sincerity until probably 3 or 4 or 5, 6, somewhere in the last 6 months, because I had 45 to 60-year-old white males after keynotes in the last year. Prior to the last year, the 10 years prior to that, the only people to talk to me after a keynote was a woman.
Interesting.
Very naturally, because I come off to most corporate audiences as the emotional feeling. I'm the kind of feminine guy. You know, he's talking about soft skills.
Interesting.
But
men omitting themselves from the emotional and logic sphere is like, not you repressing yourself. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Let your humanity
just
live.
Be a real anyway. In the last year, I've had nothing but 45 to 60-year-old males come up to me.
Interesting.
And women now give me the like, hey. But the people who are like waiting in line to come and say something.
To get another word.
Hey, come in. It's like, hey, I wanted to say something to you.
That's
I'm willing
so
to
nice.
And the word that it was used like 4 times in a row in various locations and across the U.S. and so on. So I knew it wasn't like just like a Dallas thing. Is, hey, I really appreciate what you said. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this sincerity. And that's not like a word I use. That's not a lucky word. It's like in my everyday vocabulary.
Yeah, it's just like, but your audience is bringing you the way that they feel. And this is like the definition you're giving.
Yeah, and so I think you very much carry the intensity and sincerity combined, which, it makes me very, very excited for the people who are going to hear this, whether theirs is autism or not. The thing that they've been told their whole life was bad and has been driving shame in who they believe they could become, to find the kind of freedom to allow themselves to be who they are.
Yeah. And it's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I don't know, that radical self-acceptance can really change your life. Especially if you can, I remember my best friend, Ricky, he produces everything for me, which allows me to be the artist, which is also artist outsource, please outsource. But even he is just someone that's just been really, really big on I can call him and be like, them crazy, me crazy. And I don't always win that conversation, by the way. Sometimes he's like, you crazy.
I rarely do.
You crazy.
Yeah.
But even just having a man in my life that I can be like, here's my 40 emotions. And he's like, those 3 are who you are. What are you doing? Is just so nice. And I'm just bringing it up because I just gush about him because I love him. But even just having people around you that allow you to be the full spectrum of who you are has also been a huge part of my 40s. When I was younger, I'd be like, they're a bad person and I'm a good person. We don't get along, blah, blah, blah. And now it's first of all, who is you?
Yeah.
Let's have some humble pie and chill out.
Right. That's right.
Your energy is just not compatible. Just move on faster. Just
let it go.
And the other thing is, it's amazing about humanhood. The longer you get, you might meet that person later and they're completely different, totally chill, worked through that issue that was keeping y'all from love. And you're like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, there's, I like Mel Robbins a lot. And her most recent book is called Let Them. And so it's just sort of this concept and this idea that no matter what's going on, what's happening, someone's frustrated you, your kids want to do this, your partner wants to do this, your family wants to do this, let them.
Oh, no accountability?
No, in the sense of
let them be who they are and know who they are?
Yes.
Okay. It's
I want
Maya Angelou being you got to know who they are the first time.
Yeah, you told me earlier when you were young, sometimes you wanted to eat dinner under the table.
Yeah. Felt good.
Let them.
Yeah.
Why not? Why do they have to sit in this chair with their legs down?
Yeah.
She used an example that she kind of came to this realization. Her son was going to prom and he was coming out and his hair was a certain way and he was wearing sneakers and he didn't have whatever. And she was like, this is your senior prom. Tuck your shirt in. What do you? And her older daughter was like, Mom, let him. It's not your prom.
What's it hurting?
Right.
What's it hurting?
Why are you so bothered by something that's not you and not your control? Let them.
Yeah.
Not lack of accountability to be hurtful, but how much more free would you be if you could let them be them? And I've sort of taken that, and now I always make this joke. So shout out Mel, if you ever see this, call me. I always make a joke I wish one day Mel Robbins would call me so that we could write a book together called Let You.
Lovely. Y'all have similar glasses.
Right, because I think there's something about what you're saying that fits that message. Is you came to a place that you said, I'm going to try hard to let me.
Yeah. And not be mad at people when they don't like it. For me, I'm a Leo. I'm autistic. I have to sing and dance to function. I'm extroverted when I love you. My besties are they probably don't love me being in their personal space, but they understand that you're going to need to hold my hand and we're going to walk arm in arm and we're going to skip. Yeah. But not everyone loves that. And that's okay.
That's right.
It really is. And I used to be like, hey, and now I'm just like, no, it's cool. I'm an intense, a lot of kind of someone. But now that I'm 40, all the people around me are like that. And now we just get to hold hands and snuggle and karaoke everywhere. And it's a genuine joy to be around the people in my life because they're all very intense people. And I think for a long time, I was just trying to not be an intense person, but then I wasn't finding the other intense people for me.
Preach.
And most of the people now, that I hang out with, I'm just like, you're autistic or ADHD or neurodivergent somewhere, because if we can talk for 2 hours and you genuinely don't want to run away, then
We're doing something right.
Something's happening here that's different, because I'm usually like, I used to let myself be the friend that people would hang out with me once every 3 months. I would be their counselor for like an hour. We would bare our souls, and then they would leave. And people were like, you're just my intense friend. But I'm like, but that teaches me that there's no one that could be around me every day. And there's plenty of people that like this every day. My man loves this every day, y'all. He doesn't get sick of me. Like, so I think it was also like moving on faster, because I used to be the one that would like chase and ask and beg, like, just like me. And now I'm just like, you don't gotta, because there's 2 billion people on the planet. And I don't let my black hole of a childhood and my own need for love and acceptance that I didn't get there. I don't want to chase myself all over this world.
That's right.
So the more I come, I don't need y'all to be anything. I would love y'all to be a part of my community, but I don't need you to fulfill me. I don't expect you. I can just show up and enjoy you. And I hope you can show up and enjoy me. And then my friendships, my relationships, they're better, they're stronger. I can call people crying. Like, I've had several of my friends lately be like, hi, you've been at the house for 2 weeks, not texting or calling anyone. And I'm like, that's fine. And then they're like, there's that phrase again.
Yeah.
When you say it, your eye twitches. And I'm like, no, it didn't. Like,
every time you say it.
That's community. That's,
you can't look me in the face when you say it.
And then it goes back to my therapist being like, and what happened when you had intense emotions growing up? It's like, I got sent away. It's like, let's not repeat that. Let's let our people be there for us. And life, I don't know, it's like I started so chaotically in life, just very self-destructive, very depressed, very not okay. And so there's a gratitude, I think, when you come from a place that's not sturdy, not safe, not okay. Your options are dealing military or student loans, and there's no money, there's no help. It's just different. And when you come from that and you like make it to healthy love, like, yes, I've been in Vogue and GQ and all. I mean, I've made it to the top of the mountain, baby, but it didn't make those people come back.
That's right.
And it didn't make that love come. So I think now it's just more like, I just want to genuinely be around people that I can enjoy, that enjoy me, that where we can do healthy love, because healthy love can stay.
My only response to all of that is yes.
I'll ramble forever.
I'm not even going to try to add to it, because it was all yes. It was all so good. And because you made a conscious decision to say that you are going to love you, though. And that I find that permission for yourself is sometimes the greatest invitation for somebody else to say that they want to join you.
Yeah.
Because I think there can be a fear that if I chose to love me, nobody else would.
Yeah.
So I can perform to get you to love me, or I can be myself and I can love me.
Yeah.
But those two things aren't ever the same. I think this is a cart before the horse kind of thing. I think you do have to choose at least to believe that you are lovable by yourself.
Yes, it's so huge. And you have to be taught that.
Yeah. And therefore, maybe that does open up an invitation to what will become community of people who have also chosen to love themselves. And that I now actually have the capacity to love you for you, not to love you for what you can give me.
Yeah.
And I think that's really hard in a performative society where we've built our entire identity on my capacity to outperform you. Under the guise that I'm not trying to be better than you. I'm just trying for you not to be better than me.
Oh, the competition where no competition is necessary.
It's rampant.
Fascinating phenomenon. And honestly, like, I think as an artist, I did that. I'm a portrait photographer. I'm an emotion photographer.
Sure.
People were definitely like, girl, go to Italy and take the side of a building. No one wants your portraits. But then I tried to make that kind of work. No one touched it. No one budged on it. And then it was just like,
yeah,
okay, I'm glad I tried that. I'm glad I tried. And I'm also glad that I saw that, like, portraits are why I've made money. Portraits are why I've been in exhibits. Portraits are why I've had exhibits. Like, I have portraits in my house. Y'all don't have to have portraits in your house, but it's like, it's when you change it for other people that you don't know why you're doing it anymore.
Right.
And then the authenticity of your work, if that's your value. For me, I'm not the photographer that just shows up and clicks.
Right.
It's going to be, show me who you are. I'll lay bare who I am. Let's enmesh. Let's connect. Let's create something more than ourselves. Let's create something emotive. I want people to look at this work and go, her strength on that horse makes me feel like I could be strong on a horse. Like that's what it's all for.
For someone that is watching and is now, we have absolutely mind tapped them. Okay. They're right now, they are
very circular conversation. Let's
say that right now they're thinking to themselves, my God, I think that's me. And they can, whether it's autism or not, there's something we have said that they're thinking, shit, maybe I don't know me, like me, love me. Let's say they're in that place. How would you just, from your perspective, what does it mean to be human?
Ooh. Scientifically, you're born to a planet. You're a mammal. You're also a pretty apex predator. You have emotion, you have logic, but you're also a herd animal. We partnered with dogs millions of years ago because we heard and they heard. I think being a human is existing. You're here. And as someone who worked in medicine a really long time, you're given one thing, your body. That's it. So I'll tell you what all the therapists told me when I could not find a way to like myself because the people in my life didn't like me or love me, which is you have you every day. You're going to go through every day of your life with you. So you're going to have to find a way to like you. And if you're acting in a way that's outside of your values, it's not too late to change that. And if you get stuck, go back to your community of which you have. Like, I know people are so quick to ask like ChatGPT shit. I will always be on Reddit being like, I'd like to see what a human thought of Santa Barbara though. Like, so I think being human, I think we're all in a race to figure out what it means. But as a scientist, it means you're a mammal, you're built for community, your emotion, your logic, you exist, enjoy. That we make it hard. That's it. Cheers.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. I very much appreciate that.
You get love in a body on this planet. That's it. Everything else can be taken.